All right. First round of games is over with, and then we got the second round going right now. So I don't know if my first video posted, but TCU ended up pulling it off. It was a close game. It ended up being a one touchdown, one possession game. Both very good teams. So that's all you can ask for as a fan. I'm not a Kansas or TCU fan, but either way, it was a good game. I was kind of rooting for Kansas just because they're the true underdogs. But hey, congratulations, TCU. You're 5-0 now. You deserve it. You guys bust your ass off. So moving on from that game. Hey, but before I move on, I take that back. TCU, they got a shot at the Big 12 title. 5-0, beats Oklahoma, now beat Kansas. I mean, sounds crazy saying, oh, beat Kansas, because, I mean, like 3 years ago, you'd be like, oh, whatever. But, like, beat Kansas now. Like, Kansas is a good school. So, good for TCU. Moving on to other games that happened, what I talked about it at, like, kind of the halftime, third quarter area, was the Texas Oklahoma game. Red River rivalry. That's hard to say. Yeah, it was over from the start. What I said in the video before, it should be posted by now. It was 28-0 at half, or close to half. And I said it's different from last year. Last year, Texas did the same thing, but Oklahoma had Caleb Williams, and they bounced back, and Oklahoma won. Where this year, I was saying they're not going to bounce back, and I'm not like trying to brag and say I'm right. It's just that's what I saw, and that's what ended up happening. Texas ended up winning like 49-0. They just blew Oklahoma out. And props for Texas. I'm not going to take this win away from Texas. They're now 4-2, so I mean they're doing their thing. A little side note: I think Texas is a lot like the U of M, and when I say U of M, I mean Minnesota, not Miami, because Texas has always been that team that the fans, excuse me, and other people, they're always expected to do much better than they always do. They're always that 7-5, 8-4 team, but they're some years they should be going 10-2. They should be going 9-3, but they can't really get that edge. And I feel like that's kind of how the Gophers are, where they're expected to do so much better from people of Minnesota, the state, and they just always find a way to fall to that 7-5, 8-4. So that was just a little side note. So, like, I totally understand Texas fans. So that's why I was happy they got this win. They deserve it, and I hope they kind of keep that momentum going. Oklahoma, on the other note, though, Oklahoma is not the same Oklahoma. So they're definitely having a down year. New head coach. If I'm an Oklahoma fan, obviously it's disappointing. But at the same time, I wouldn't be too worried because it's a first-year head coach. Like, cut him some slack. I really think he can recruit a good defense, which defense in the Big 12 is like always non-existent. And I think he can get them back to how they were. It's just going to take some time. So I'm not too worried for Oklahoma. It's just a down year. A very bad down year, but a down year. Michigan, it was tied with Indiana at half, or close to it, I think. But they ended up pulling away pretty easily at the second half. So Michigan is 6-0 now, still undefeated. Purdue beat Maryland, so Purdue's I think they're about to be leading the West now. Nebraska was, surprisingly, after they beat whoever they beat. But I still think my Gophers can win the West. They gotta beat Illinois, and they gotta beat Penn State. Penn State's in the East, but when it comes to rankings and getting kind of their mojo back and their recognition back, they have to beat Penn State. But I can't. I'm a fan, so I can look ahead. But this team cannot look ahead. They gotta focus on Illinois. Illinois is in the West, so they gotta beat them. If they don't beat Illinois, the chances of them winning the West at that point are basically over with, unless they were to somehow go undefeated the rest of the season. So they gotta win Illinois. Anyway, on from Gopher talk. I always somehow managed to slip that in. Who else played now? Mississippi State smoked Arkansas. That hurts. I feel bad for Arkansas. Damn. And they beat them. It was like, I think it was like 41-10 or something last time I checked. They beat them. So Arkansas has really got to take a good look at themselves. They can't fall back into their old ways. I don't think Sam Pittman will let them, but they got to figure it out and kind of try to find a way to draw some more wins. Good for Mike Leach though in Mississippi State, so proud of them. Let's see, we talked Texas, Michigan, Mississippi State, TCU, or what was the other game? I'm really good at forgetting games because, like I said, I just start filming. I don't have no notes, nothing. I'm just going. I guess I can move on to games that are going on right now. Oh, hey, Tennessee. Reason why I forgot about it is because in the last video I already kind of said that they're gonna win, and yeah, they won. It was like 37-7 last time I checked or something like that. Tennessee won. They're legit. Now they're gonna play Alabama next week, and I believe they do anyway. And that's gonna be a fun game. I cannot wait. It's gonna be number 1, 2, 3, whatever. They always switch. Bama, Georgia, and Ohio State are constantly rotating. So top 3 Bama versus Tennessee was 8th, so they'll probably go down to like 6th or something now, maybe 7. So it's going to be a top 10 mashup. It's going to be a fun game. I cannot wait. Tennessee's legit. Hooker is a Heisman candidate along with dude from Bama. I'm forgetting his name. And as you can see, I'm not an SEC super fan. Forgetting all these guys. Jalen Daniels, I would say, but then he got hurt today and he didn't really play much. And when he was playing, he didn't really have a great game, so that's going to hurt his Heisman. Not that he was a huge candidate, but he was starting to creep into that, and then he just fell off. I don't really know who else is running, to be honest, right now. I'm not big into the Heisman. I think it's kind of a popularity contest. It's always quarterbacks. It's never defensive guys, and I'm a huge defensive guy, so I guess maybe that's why I have a little bit bias towards it. So it's kind of like whatever, I guess. But anyway, Tennessee and Bama, it's going to be a great game. Let's see who else played today. I think I hit mainly most of them. I think I hit almost all of them. So anyway, there's that. Games that are going on right now that I'm watching right now. Texas Tech and Oklahoma State. So far, it's a great game. It's at halftime right now. It is... What's the score? It's a 1-possession game. Texas Tech is leading. I just don't remember the score right now. So I said as they're running into the halftime that this is the first time Oklahoma State is trailing at half. So it's a test for them. Let's see if they can bounce back from being down. I think no matter who wins, it's going to be competitive till the end. Georgia Tech and Duke are playing. It was like 10-3 or something. Not really sure. I think out of all the games going on right now, that's probably the most boring. No offense to those two schools. It's just, it is what it is. And then we have... I'm not sure who won Florida, Missouri. I should look that up because that was a game that was going on earlier that I couldn't remember of. So, yeah, I wonder what's going on with that. Miami and North Carolina. Now, when I switched it on, there was like 4 minutes left in the second, so about to go into half. And North Carolina was up 21-7 against Miami. Miami found a way. They went for it on like 4th and 2 at like North Carolina's 20, converted it, and then they found a way to score with maybe, I think at the time there's like a minute 30 left or something like that. So it's 21-14. North Carolina. North Carolina gets the ball back. Obviously, with the amount of time, and I like being aggressive, I was cool. Oh. Wow, I'm sorry. I was cool with North Carolina being aggressive like they were. And then the quarterback threw a pick. Miami got it back, and then they kicked a field goal. So now it's 21-17. It went from a 2-possession game to a 4-point game going into half. So that will be a good Good game to watch for the second half. And then the last game I'll kind of talk about here is UCLA and Utah. UCLA is another legit school. I wasn't big on it. I'm not a Chip Kelly fan. I'm not a California school fan in general. I'm not a Pac-12 fan. I'm not a Los Angeles fan. Really, anything on the West Coast, I'm just like, no, no. The only football regions is the Midwest and the South. I think West Coast and East Coast are a little bit, not so much East Coast, but West Coast. Um, they're just not football people like we are. And so I was always kind of, even though UCLA beat Washington and, they're looking good, I was like, they got Utah. Utah's going to probably smoke them. Not smoke them, but beat them. And I just didn't think, it'd be as big of a game as it is. But UCLA is so far winning. They're leading into the half. And BTR, he's legit. UCLA is legit. They're doing their thing. And I have to give, as much as I hate UCLA and USC, both schools are doing their thing. And UCLA, I got to give credit. As much as I'm a hater, I got to give credit. They're doing their thing. Now, if they can just find a way to fill that damn stadium, then, it'd be awesome. But and that's another conversation. Maybe I'll do a separate video on it. Is I cannot stand universities that have football stadiums not on campus. College football is meant to be played on campus for the students and for the whole university, not at some pro stadium, not some neutral site stadium. For example, UNLV playing at the Raiders Stadium. Nah. Miami playing at the Dolphins Stadium. Nah. Like, that stuff's not cool. I don't like it. And unironically, no. I had a couple beers, so it's a little bit. What's funny is Miami's having issues with getting people to go to their games, but it's one of those off-campus stadiums. UCLA, same thing. Way other side of the country, has the Rose Bowl. Great stadium, nothing wrong with it. But I really think UCLA should have their own stadium on campus, because I'm not saying that'll fix the problems, because it probably won't, because like I said, Southern Cal isn't a college football place. They got pro teams, they got Hollywood, they got so much going on. It's so diluted that, UCLA would have to be damn near 10-0 to like get its respectful attention from people of Los Angeles. Anyway, I'm diving into it. I said I wouldn't dive into it, so we'll move on from what I said, when it comes to stadiums and on campus and off campus. And another bone I have to pick is neutral site games. Same thing. College football should be played on college campuses. When there's home games or away games, don't matter. It should be on a campus. Then you got like Florida and Georgia, who play at Atlanta. Then you got Arkansas and Texas A&M. They're playing at Dallas. And it's like, why? And I know why. It's because of money. It's all a money thing. It's all a way to make extra money. So, like, that's the reason. But it's stupid. I think it takes away from what college football is about. I think they're trying too hard to be like the NFL. And I think the NFL and college football are not the same. And I think college football shouldn't try to be something that they're not. It's in the name, college football. Play it on colleges. Play it on universities. On campus. Anyway, that's all I got to say right now. Second video of the day. Had a couple of surlies, so I'm feeling it a tad. I'm going to finish the games from this afternoon. Wisconsin's playing Northwestern, and they're beating them 28-0 at half. That's another game that worth mentioning, but it's not really a game. Ohio State's playing Michigan State. Kind of a game, but Ohio State's pulling away, and they'll end up winning most likely. Bama's playing Vandy, and right? Is that right? Yeah, I believe so. And not much to say on that. I think they're playing Vandy. I said that in the last video, but then after I shut the video off, I was like, that doesn't sound right. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. Have a good night. I'll do another video tonight before or at the end of these afternoon games, and then I'll probably do a video tonight to recap all the Saturday games, and then I will do a more professional video where I actually set the camera down and I have stats and I have notes, and we'll kind of go from there. Anyway, see you guys.